Today is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. It is 11:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Brooklyn. I just got back home. I watched In Whose Name twice, back to back. I went to the 5:10 showing, which was the first one, I think, in New York City, because I couldn't figure out the AMC show times. I think AMC is only showing it starting Friday, September 19th, which is the official release. So Regal was the only theater I saw playing it in New York City today. So I went to the very first showing at 5:10, and then I decided to stay again and watch the 8:15 showing. I think it was 8:15. There were 3 showings. There was one that started at like 11:10 p.m. I really wanted to watch it a third time, but I'm so tired. So I came home, but twice was great, and I was glad that I watched it a second time because it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. There's so much content. There's so many moments, and it was emotional at times, like reliving those moments, like the stuff with Trump and seeing, the marriage with Kim dissolve and just everything. Everything was in there, and I don't even know where to begin. I was taking notes. I took more notes during the second time. The first viewing, I was just trying to be in the moment and like watch everything. I didn't know what to expect, but what I did think about? I was like, I wonder if people are going to be like protesting. And so, but I don't think so. But there was like the Latino film festival or something was happening literally right outside of the theater. You walked out and the red carpet was right there for this like film festival. And so that was interesting. I thought that was kind of funny. But so I don't know how long the film is actually. It says 1 hour and 46 minutes. I guess because he broke it up into acts. It's like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. And then each act is like, has different years. Like Act 1, I guess, starts out in like 2017 or 28. Whenever he was doing that tour with like Lady Gaga. Actually, what year was that? I mean, the first thing you see is like him and North. It's like that famous shot of him and North in the back seat. And I think there's another clip where she's like, and they both just kind of start staring off into the Gemini oblivion. And so that's what he opened the film with, and then we closed the film with that same scene. He had this really cool shot of like an eclipse, like a total eclipse or something. And that's like what the title credits are, which is very fitting because we're literally in eclipse season. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. We just had an eclipse. We just had a lunar eclipse, and we're about to have a solar eclipse on Sunday in Virgo. So anyway, we're in the theater waiting for the movie to start. This kid comes in and he has like his phone, and I'm like, oh boy. He's like, hey, what do y'all want from the film or something like that? And I was like, oh, I recognize you. You're Augur.
I wish I had more music. But number 2, I feel like it didn't really paint him like in the best light. Like,
yeah, how it started out with the mental health stuff, right?
Yeah, I feel like it definitely could have like hit more of the notes of like how he's actually a victim in a lot of senses.
Facts.
And like I feel like we've actually learned a lot more about that, especially earlier this year.
Yeah.
So like we could have got more into this whole deal of like this is why he's going crazy and this is why. Didn't really explain much of it except show like the highlight reels of it. So I kind of wish that we actually like it was more of that kind of narrative.
Yeah, shout out to Nico, man. This seemed like so much work. I just can't believe he's been with Ye for years. And I'm just so blown away and impressed and inspired by this entire concept. And overall, like, I guess most people give films like a rating. Like, I'm probably going to do like a Letterboxd review. This girl was doing her Letterboxd like in the theater. I was like, are you doing your Letterboxd review? She was like, yeah. So when I do my Letterboxd review, I'll just go ahead and start it right now. In Whose Name, add me on Letterboxd, add Liza Die. So I'm obviously going to give it 5 stars, which is like, I gave 5 stars to a film called Burning an Illusion, which I think I watched on Criterion Channel. I gave 5 stars to A Man Escaped. In Whose Name is getting 5 stars. Even if the movie wasn't good, which it is, Nico Ballesteros, or however you pronounce his last name, he deserves 5 stars just based off the fact that he's been documenting Ye for years now. Hard drives on hard drives on hard drives on. I mean, it was like a shelf full of hard. Like, how did he do this? What's his zodiac sign? So anyway, it's getting 5 stars, Academy Award.
Academy Award.
Like, he deserves everything. He deserves Emmys, Oscars, Tonys, Grammys, whatever he can get. He needs a Nobel Peace Prize for this. Like, this is some serious work. I don't know any filmmaker that has achieved what Nico did with this project. Like, name somebody, I'll wait. So anyway, just sincere hats off to him. The utmost respect to Nico for, like, starting this and, like, finishing it, seeing it through. I know he went to the theater in Orange County tonight. I hope that was incredible. In Whose Name is basically, in my opinion, a documentary about someone going through a spiritual awakening. I think he was going through a spiritual awakening because in 2022, I went through a spiritual awakening, and so many of those scenes felt so relatable when he would just kind of cry and have these random outbursts. I was going through that, and it's like, unless you're someone that has experienced a spiritual awakening, it's really difficult to explain or describe, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think In Whose Name is an inside look at a carbon melanin billionaire experiencing a spiritual awakening. That's kind of my tagline for In Whose Name. The audience started laughing when Diddy came on the screen. Someone told me that Charlie Kirk was in the movie, like, before I went, and I was like, really? And he was, but literally for like maybe 10 seconds with Candace Owens. And I actually saw a really funny conspiracy theory about Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens. Somebody was saying that Candace Owens was Charlie Kirk's side chick, and I was like, oh, this is an incredible conspiracy theory that I would love to hear Dr. Umar Johnson's take on. Love that. Definitely want to see that Tyler Perry movie. But yeah, Charlie Kirk is in the documentary for like 10 seconds. He's like sitting on a couch with Candace Owens, and Candace is doing the talking. It seems like Candace brought Charlie with her in this moment to like talk with Ed stuff. Drake, Jewish, biracial Drake is also in the documentary. You know, Drake, like Jewish, white Drake. In two different eras of biracial Jewish Drake. He's, it's a very young biracial Jewish Drake, and then probably like a very modern biracial Jewish Drake is in a scene, and Lil Dicky pops up out of nowhere, also Jewish. Lots of Jewish people were in the documentary, surprisingly. Lucian Grainge was in there, so like, I don't know what the big deal is with all that, but yeah. Amber Rose is in it for a brief moment. There's an interesting scene very early on in Act 1 where he's like cutting a cake in the shape of a Yeezy, the Nike era Yeezy, like the pink and beige one. Then the camera pans to Amber Rose. I'm like, was Nico filming this? Sometimes there would be like shots of like Donda and stuff like that, and I was like, I wonder if Ye gave him access to like footage that he had, because there's just no way he was like, I don't think Nico was like around when Donda was alive, right? So like some of the older footage, I'm like, it seemed like there was some stuff spliced in from maybe another source. And you know what? There were these beautiful shots in Act 1 of like the Yeezy offices. I'm assuming this was like the Calabasas era offices. But these shots of the Yeezy offices were so beautiful. They were just really beautifully shot. And I was like, damn, this kind of is almost like a Yeezy. This is almost a Yeezy documentary, like about Yeezy, the company, not about Ye, the human. You know what I mean? I had that thought like while watching, because the coverage of Yeezy, just in terms of him like designing, and they have these shots where he's just like working with other artists and like stylists and creators and like illustrators and stuff and architects and stuff, where he's really, you guys remember that like Donda chart that he tweeted out like years ago? And it was like all the different like subcategories of Donda, of things that he wanted to like create and stuff under the Donda like umbrella. And like it was him, a lot of the documentary was him like executing these ideas. Yeah, Michael Che also stood on business. There was a moment when he pulled up on him after the SNL thing. And the like play off the grid moment is from there. I never knew that this is where that clip was from. So thank you, Nico, once again for like giving us that clip where he's like at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium or wherever they were. And he was like, no laughing and no chuckling and nothing. All right, play off the grid.
No fucking chuckling and nothing, no kind of way. All right, play off the grid.
I didn't know that was from this. So that was funny and everybody laughed. I got emotional twice. It was when they went to the prison. Shout out BK Jail Support. So I got emotional during the prison scene. Cause like, what rapper has done that? Who do you know that has gone to a prison and performed? So I got emotional then, just a little bit. And then they have footage of the Coachella Sunday service when DMX was with them, and seeing DMX, like, that made me emotional. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he was doing the prayer, and then Ye started crying. I forgot that he kind of broke down like that, and everybody was like laying hands on him. There's a few times in the film where people are like literally laying hands on Ye and like praying over him and stuff. Most of the clips I feel like kind of have already gone viral on Twitter. It's like stuff. It's like there's nothing in the documentary that's like that you didn't know. Like, it covers the moments that we already knew about. It just kind of shows the other side of it that we, you know what I mean, either the build up to it or the after. Oh, make sure you watch after the credits. That gorgeous shot of him shirtless and he's holding, I'm guessing, Psalm. That scene is after the credits end. So if you want to see that, make sure you stay till after the credits. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know, but congratulations, Nico. Once again, this was absolutely incredible. I cannot believe the amount of work that you must have done for this. I mean, you deserve the world. Thank you.